Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Pisces October 1st, 2024. It's a little easier than usual to put your emotional needs first today, and put something behind you that's been weighing you down. With a Mars-Saturn transit coming into play, your motivation builds, and you recognize that if you take things one step at a time, you can make progress. Your time is best spent putting effort into a sure thing. It's not the time to jump into something that you haven't given much thought to. Instead, it's a good day to work on honing a skill, perfecting a craft, or putting effort into a heartfelt project or venture. This is a fine time for employing strategy and exercising self-discipline. An exhilarating period awaits you today and tomorrow. As mighty Mars, the red planet of passion and drive and your planetary co-ruler, sizzles in the heavens, he will look out across the sky to find the eyes of our great taskmaster, Saturn. This will send your libido through the roof. If committed, use this energy to plan a long-distance adventure with your one and only now or in the year to come. If single, use this firepower to date outside of your typical type. If you connect with someone outside of your background, place of origin, spirituality, or race, you could find they open your eyes. Trust your inner voice. Something will make your skin prickle at work when the Sun in Libra and Mercury in Libra conjunct the South Node in Libra. There might not be anything overtly wrong or obviously conniving since the cosmic energy has a subliminal effect. However, you may feel like the vibe is off at work. You may struggle to put your finger on what it is or why this might be. Let everything unfold naturally. There will be signs, signals, and more that will clue you into what is truly going on at work. It's important to your wellness to pay attention to your subconscious. There is a lot that goes on under the surface, and you'd rather know about it than not know about it, right? One way to keep abreast of your unconscious fears and desires is to keep a dream journal. This is easier than it sounds if you've never kept a journal before. Simply carve out 5 to 10 minutes every morning and sketch your dream while you have breakfast. Insights will arise. Today's vibrations are going to allow you to finally harvest the fruits of your labor. If you weren't so modest and discreet, you could benefit from a promotion or an encounter in your sentimental life. But your temperament makes you keep a low profile even in the most favorable situations. Apart from a small amount of anxiety at the beginning of the day, you are in great shape and your kindness won't miss touching more than one of the people you collaborate with. Keep up the rhythm. The Sun's first weekend in a nostalgic and reflective part of your chart offers an opportunity to pause, allowing you to hear yourself think as you enter the early days of winding down this solar. With Mercury also spending his first weekend here, it's a chance to look back objectively and start closing old doors. Meanwhile, Venus in Scorpio has your heart looking forward, ready to open new doors. The ones that will capture your interest from the beginning are those on the playful, creative, and adventurous side of life. By the time that Venus, the planet of love, reaches her first weekend in Scorpio, she is already getting a taste of a mix of nostalgia, romance, passion, and adventure that will only become more potent during her time here. It was the moon that has helped to connect Venus with Mars in an adventurous part of your chart and with both planets in your romantic sector. Our eyes in the sky. The beauty of today's astrological alignment lies in the opportunity for transformation and growth. With the Sun and Mercury opposing the North Node in Aries, you are being called to step into your power and leave behind patterns that no longer serve you. It's as if the universe is presenting you with a crossroads. One path leads to the comfort of the familiar, while the other invites you to take bold steps toward personal evolution and progress. Have you ever had that moment and you realized that staying within your comfort zone was actually holding you back? Maybe it was a job you stayed in for too long, a relationship you clung to out of fear of the unknown, or even a habit that was easier to maintain than to break. We've all been there, stuck between what we know and what we dream of achieving. Today offers the perfect moment to break free. It might feel a little scary at first, but sometimes growth comes from stepping into the unknown with courage and trust. You are ready for this. Ask yourself, what's one small step you can take today toward a healthier, more empowered version of yourself? There's something so special about knowing you're part of a Team ORA community where your contributions are valued. If you've been craving that sense of unity, today is the day to nurture it. Send that message, make that call, or reach out to someone you've been meaning to connect with. Have you ever noticed how even the smallest efforts toward connection can lead to deeper bonds? When we come together with the right intentions, we can achieve so much more than we could on our own. That said, while it's wonderful to embrace social interactions and team spirit, don't forget to carve out time for yourself. Have you ever spent a day surrounded by people, only to feel drained by the end, even if the experience was positive? Socializing is beautiful and necessary, but so is solitude. Taking moments to recharge ensures that when you're with others, you're fully present, energized, and able to give your best self. So if you're feeling the need to step back for a bit, honor that feeling. Give yourself permission to recharge, knowing you'll return even stronger and more centered. On a practical note, today's momentum is incredibly favorable for those of you who've been working toward personal or professional goals. Have you ever felt that satisfying rush? When all your hard work starts to pay off, and everything you touch seems to fall into place? That's the energy surrounding you right now. Whether you've been grinding on a project, building toward a career milestone, or managing financial matters, expect to see tangible progress. Keep riding this wave of success, and remember to acknowledge how far you've come. You've put in the work, and you deserve to enjoy the rewards. So if things are finally coming together, celebrate Theta Euro, you've earned it. Now, let's talk about relationships, because just as you're finding balance in your work and social life, the same theme applies to your personal connections. Have you been feeling like your relationships are either too intense or too shallow? Life has a funny way of swinging between extremes, but today is a great opportunity to find that sweet spot where relationships feel both meaningful and lighthearted. Whether it's a romantic partnership, a friendship, or even family dynamics, ask yourself, how can I bring more balance into my relationships? Maybe you've been taking things a bit too seriously lately and could benefit from letting loose and having fun, or perhaps it's time to deepen a connection that's been more surface level. Either way, today's energy supports you in making those adjustments. And lastly, if you've been feeling bogged down by the daily grind, know that you're not alone. We all have days when the routine tasks start to feel like they're piling up, and it seems like nothing is moving forward. Maybe you've been feeling stuck or uninspired, and that's perfectly okay. But isolating yourself or getting frustrated won't make things easier. Have you ever tried to tackle everything on your own, only to feel even more weighed down by the pressure? Today's energy is a reminder that you don't have to go it alone. Whether it's reaching out to family, friends, or colleagues, asking for help or simply talking things through can make all the difference. Sometimes, just knowing someone else is there to support you lightens the load.